Hi, welcome to another craft video from the Kansas City, Kansas Public Library. I'm Cheryl and I'm in charge of the craft kits at the main library. And today's video is to accompany a craft kit that we'll be giving out starting August 1st, 2023. But if you don't have the kit or you're watching this later on our YouTube channel, don't worry. You can make this project with simple supplies you can buy at any craft store. And what we're making is this cute little door hanger ornament. This is a fun in the sun summer decoration. This loop goes right over the doorknob, or you can hang it up on the wall with a little nail. And they're cute little holographic letters. I don't know if that shows up on camera, but you see how it sparkles. So if the sun hits it, it will be really pretty. Okay, so what you'll have in your kit is going to be 3 different kinds of scrapbook paper in nice colors. So what I did was cut a full-size 12 by 12 inch piece in half. So you'll have 3 of those. You'll have a holographic sheet of vinyl paper. Now these are actually have been cut into letters, if you see how you can pull those up. Okay. And it says Sun and Fun. You will have a glue stick, 30 inches of white cord, and a sun shape. Now, you will need to provide a pencil and a pair of scissors. If you do not have the kit and you're watching this later, I took some adhesive vinyl and I cut it out with our Cricut machine. But you can just buy adhesive letters in the scrapbook section at the craft store. And all of those are available in the craft store. This is a little sun template that we're going to use to cut out the scrapbook paper. Now, to make one of these of your own, you can just draw a sun, but we need to have them symmetrical so they're the same on both sides. So what you can do is fold a piece of cardstock or something like that in half. Do a circle kind of thing here. And obviously you'll be a little bit neater and tidier about this than I was. And then you can cut it out while it's folded, and then when you open it, you will have a symmetrical design so that it's the same on both the left and right sides. That's important because you're going to take 2 of these, cut them out of scrapbook paper, and you're going to glue them back to back. So it's important that they be symmetrical on the left and right sides so that when you flip one around, they'll still match up. Okay. So now what you're going to do first of all is you're going to cut out your template, and I have already done that here. Now those dots here, that's where we're going to poke holes, and that's going to be the top and the bottom. So if you have a scrapbook paper that doesn't matter if it's top or bottom, it doesn't really matter which way you put it, but if you have a directional one, you can decide, let's say I want it this way, and I can just make sure it's done properly, and then I can just outline this. And I will do another one, just going straight down from that one. and then I will cut my two designs out. Now, if you got a scrap of paper that's a bit of a darker color, I know some of the kits had a paper with ice cream cones and a black background. If that's the way yours is and you can't see the marks on the front, on the back it should be white. So you should just make sure you know which direction you want to go up and then trace it out on the back part. So you're going to do that for all. You're going to trace out two from each color, and then you're going to cut them out. I usually cut them apart first before I start cutting them. Okay, now if you're not the best cutter and you still have some pencil lines, you can always just go through and gently erase the pencil lines on the edges. When you do this, you want to work from the center out to the tip, because if you go this way, you possibly bend the tip. This is the reason why I tend to draw the stars, the suns, on the back of the paper, preferably. But if you want to line up the pattern exactly, you can do it on the front. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for all of these, and I'll be back. Now I've got all of my designs cut out. Now I'm going to have to figure how I want them arranged on my hanger, in which order. I think I want the pattern in the middle and the red ones at the bottom. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the things, and on the top one I'm going to have an S and an F on one side. S and F. On these I'm going to have a U. On the bottom ones I'm going to have an N. Okay. So I will gently pull off kind of hard to see the edges of these. Okay. Set these to the side. So now remember which ways goes up. If you kind of got lost, try and match them up. And so we're going to do an S on one side, and an F on the other. Now these holographic ones are slightly see-through, so they're going to look slightly different on the different colors. Now I'm going to do the U. See how they're slightly see-through? You can see the pattern a little bit through it. Now for these, it's pretty easy to get them skewed. So what I do is I hold them by one corner and just gently kind of make sure it's straight this way and push that down. Then I can take my finger off of that one and just kind of let it fall down without me pulling it. And so that it's less apt to be pulled out of alignment. All right, so I'm going to grab my glue now, and I'm going to glue the two pieces together. So on the back of one, I kind of glue like this, and I make sure I get up to the tips of the stars. Now, if you're having a little trouble getting the glue everywhere, you might want to put a piece of paper or something down. And then I'm just going to do that, and now we're going to try and line them up nicely. And they should line up for the most part. But if you didn't get them quite lined up, or your cutting wasn't quite the best, see how there's a little bit of white pieces? You can go back, if that bothers you, you can go back and trim those so that all the white is not showing. Now what I'm going to do also is I'm going to take, I can take my pencil, and I can, on the top thing right about here, I'm going to just kind of poke a little hole. Don't poke too hard, just enough of a hole that you can be able to thread this cord through. You're going to do that. On this one, you're only going to do it on the top. On this one, you're going to do it on the top and bottom. And so on this one, you're going to do top and bottom also. So these two will have holes on the top and bottom. This one will just have a hole on the top. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to glue these two together back to back, and these two together back to back. Okay, so what we're going to do is this is about a 30-inch piece of cord. We're going to cut it in thirds. So each one is about 10 inches. On the top one, where it says S and F, you're going to thread it through the top, and you're just going to tie it around like this. And that will form little part that goes over your doorknob. Now, for the next one, we'll take the U, and what we're going to do is we're going to thread one end in this one and one end in that one. And also what you can do is you can actually use your pencil to kind of poke it through the hole. I'm going to tie this one in a knot. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom two. Down in the U and down in the N. And now I'll just hang this from my doorknob. And it's sun and fun, so you're fun in the sun. Okay. Thanks for watching another craft video from the Kansas City, Kansas Public Library. I'm Cheryl. I'll see you next time. Bye.